Man, it's no cap when I say that Homicide Fat was one of the hardest up and coming members out of Opium. He had a unique sound that set him apart from other rappers in his clique and honestly gave him the potential for a promising career. While his music was pretty fire, he's most notably known for trying to pawn legendary plug rapper Summer's watch.
I want you to check the diamonds. I want to see if it's real.
So the diamond is real.
The diamond is real.
Okay, boo. So what's wrong with it?
It's fake.
After the incident in New York where Homicide Gang apparently jumped Summers on stage. Unfortunately for Homicide Fat though, in a tragic series of events, he was gunned down in a wild shooting that not only disturbed his neighborhood, but recklessly put all the lives of those in the neighborhood in danger at the same time, man.
Another community member has died after a fatal shooting in DeKalb County overnight.
It's a truly wild scenario with the police having no leads, while Summers fans are actively online saying that the biggest bird himself is behind the attack. I mean, if you listen to Summers' music in general, he says the day that he gets his chain snatched is going to be the day that he crashes. So it's not surprising that people think like this. But the real beef that went down that could have caused this incident is crazy, bruh. We got to get into that and the aftermath behind it right now. But before we do, I'm going to need y'all to run up this like, comment, subscribe on this video. Check out the merch right now at staysafeworld.com. Hoodies, tees, everything on deck. We on the road to 100k subscribers, man. So I'm gonna need, if you're watching this, don't be a reoccurring viewer that ain't tapped in, man. Tap in right now. We about to go trend right now, man. Let's get into this right now. Chapter 1. Let's get it. Homicide Fat was definitely one of the most vocal members of the East Atlanta-based group Homicide Gang. Homicide Gang is allegedly a loose association of different gangs, with main members being allegedly Playboy Carti, Michi Bino, the Homicide Gang duo, and fallen members like Big Sosa and R5. The group is allegedly a subset of Bloods formed around this gang called Duct Tape Entertainment, or DTE. This gang apparently had close ties to not only Carti, but other Atlanta rappers like Future and Trouble. They pretty much had beef with a lot of different people like Notorious Gang 5L, which we'll get into later. But they also had some pretty notable members like rappers that I mentioned before, but also apparent serial killer rapper Problem Child 5, who have a full documentary dropping on later this month. Just knowing all this background information kind of makes sense though, seeing how heavy these dudes went when they crashed out to take out Homicide Fat. Honestly, the scene left behind was described by someone online who lived in that apartment complex, and it sounded like something out of a show like Power or BMF, man. You can't even make this up. Unfortunately though, this incident was very real and took the life of a rising artist, which we have to get into right now in chapter 2.
Still, a number of police officers are here, police vehicles, and the crime scene unit as well. Police investigators focusing much of their attention on that second floor apartment right there where you see the lights are on and the blinds are closed right there. And then just about an hour ago, police had evidence markers on the ground, on the parking lot pavement here, right in front of the building there.
Just after 12 midnight on March 21st at the Clarion apartment complex in DeKalb County, Georgia, just right outside of Atlanta, utter chaos was about to ensue. It was a pretty quiet weekday night until gunfire erupted in the housing complex parking lot. Police were called to the lot off of Remington Lane, just off of DeKalb Industrial Way. The focus of the investigation seemed to be that one unit at the complex had multiple bullet holes in one of its windows. Officials say officers at the scene found a man dead from multiple gunshot wounds. Another victim was found in the area, but police say that they were unharmed. The victim apparently who died was none other than Homicide Gang member Homicide Fat. Apparently, according to witnesses, the shell casings were all directly under a second-story window, which you can see here was super shot up. It leads many to believe that Homicide Fat was gunned down by someone who was directly underneath his window and fired shots into his house. Well, one witness even described shots being fired indiscriminately from a distance, pretty much endangering everyone in the complex. Honestly, out of all the ways to get gunned down, that's probably the craziest. People were quick to bring up that this was definitely him because screenshots from a prior music video that he recorded in the house show a very similar scene to the housing complex where this shooting occurred. Honestly, Just knowing that people were able to murk him from a distance like this is pretty crazy. The only way for something to be successful like this is getting the drop, then legit camping out for hours, waiting for the right opportunity, I guess, for someone to just pull up and watch you stand right there under your window. And even knowing that you had to be pretty crazy to hit someone like that from a distance and spraying up their crib. It seems like most times people spray up cribs, the only victims are innocent bystanders. But this time, thankfully, no one else was hit, because imagine it would be a very dark scene just getting your life taken while trying to sleep in your house just after midnight. While police have no leads on who were exactly behind this, people have been pretty much trying to tie together different groups that allegedly had smoke with Homicide Gang as the culprit, and two main groups come to most people's minds. Whether the issues were even that important enough to take them out like this, we have to see in chapter 3, Swing Your Pole. One of the most fried beefs in this hip-hop generation has people wondering if Summers had something to do with this hit. While Summers doesn't seem like the type that would spend his time and money trying to pay a crash dummy for murder for hire, it definitely didn't help his case when he posted on his story seemingly celebrating Homicide Fatt's death on the day that it happened. It was definitely a very federal move and something that is generally dumb to put on the internet. But in order to understand how things got like this, you gotta go back in time to the fateful night in 2023 when Summers was booked to perform alongside Homicide Gang at Boxfest in NYC. Apparently, some type of disagreement backstage led to one of the most viral crazy moments of the year when Summers walked out to Homicide Gang's set just to get completely stomped out and robbed in front of thousands of people. It was super down bad, bro. Summers even got his dreads pulled out and straight watch robbed. It was really not clear though if Homicide Fatt was a part of this mob of people running him down and robbing him, but he did post a video with Summers' bust down watch trying to pawn it at a jewelry store, and apparently saying that the jeweler said that it was fake. I mean, Summers did say on a song that he gets his chain snatched and that's going to be the day that he crashes, so it had many people really wondering, like, did he have something to do with it, honestly? But it would really be mentally slow to murk someone over something like this. I know they do rap about it, but I'm telling you right now, the average rapper is not on this type of activity. These dudes just be rapping about this stuff and they be just doing that stuff and then doing the opposite, probably just copping drugs, getting high, and not really making any type of moves like that, I would hope. But many people are pointing to an even more sinister beef that took place in the streets of Atlanta between Homicide DTE and another gang that's been on the forefront of everyone's mind, a gang that claims Front Street and they think they are the ones behind it, and we're gonna get into that right now. Homicide DTE versus the Henchmen. Another very publicized beef that took place with Homicide DTE was the gang beef with 5 L Henchmen, an East Atlanta set of Bloods, allegedly with notorious members like Ola Runt and Benji Bluebills. This gang is who Playboi Carti consistently disses in many songs and who never fails to diss them back. The story of their beefs is a lot like many other in the city of Atlanta. At one time, these groups were apparently, cool and had some type of understanding and peace going on, with their top members, Ola Runt, apparently having some type of close connection to Trouble, and in turn, a connection to the OG member of DTE, aka Duct Tape Entertainment, Big Bang. Both being from the Mason Ave area of Atlanta, they were cool, even before Ola Runt was famous. And Big Bang is the OG who co-signed all these dudes into the organization and has close ties with Playboi Carti and Future. Big Bang DTE at one point had a close relationship with Ola Runt, but somewhere along the lines they had a falling out. Many believe that one of the reasons why this happened was due to a disagreement that resulted in Ola Runt's father being jumped and the people who did it apparently having ties to Big Bang. While there was another theory that Big Bang had some type of animosity towards Ola Runt due to the fact that Runt looked as if he was about to sign the Gucci Man back when he was coming up and getting a lot of hype. People believe that Bang felt some type of way because he had been a fan and a close friend with Ola Runt since the beginning. It was from the same area, so he felt it made more sense to keep the money within the area instead of going out to people that never really supported you in the beginning. In a crazy twist of events, Ola Runt and Big Bang's relationship seemed definitely fried when Ola Runt got arrested at Lenox Square Mall in Operation Phoenix, which was a whole crackdown on 5L. Ola Runt screamed that it was Big Bang who was responsible for getting the police on him. Their beef started and pretty much things have been up ever since, with many diss tracks, Instagram subs later. They have both dissed the dead pretty much, you know, saying they're smoking henchmen, saying they're rolling up someone else. However, it's not known whether either group has taken the time to actually try to attack each other. It definitely begs the question of whether or not the actual beef between 5L and Homicide Gang's younger members was even really serious enough that they would even want to go out and take matters into their own hands. It seems like they got enough problems to worry about though, with Ola Runt currently being locked up but apparently getting ready to come home soon. There would be no reason for him to want to jeopardize that. On top of the fact that many members were actually locked up in that Operation Gang Sweep that took them down. The DA is pressing games pretty heavily in the Atlanta area, so it wouldn't make sense for them to try to make this type of move with so many eyes on them. Which brings us to the aftermath, man. It's really not clear who's behind this, but although we do know that this is a tragic event and pretty much bad for the rap scene in general. While rap beefs come and go, it's safe to say that it's most likely that this was a personal beef that got this young rapper gunned down. If you really think about it, most rappers aren't really on it like that, so it would probably have to be someone that they know outside of rap, you know, robbing plugs, doing something like that. Obviously not the case for members of 5L, but people like Summers are most likely too fried, gone off the drugs to really put together a successful hit like this. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Any dude with, you know, a disposable amount of income and a disposable amount of money could easily probably find some type of crash dummy that's willing to do these type of missions. But it seems to actually get away with it, that's something you're gonna have to pay a lot more for. I'm sure there's people that do that type of stuff and definitely get away with it and are able to do hits in silence. Like, look at what happened to Marlo. Look at it happen to a lot of people in Atlanta. There's so many unsolved murders. If you just look up the amount of murders that take place in Atlanta just in the last week, it's actually pretty astounding. But I guess they do have a way of trying to find out the people. It doesn't really seem like it's very soon, but it probably happens over, you know, the next couple years, and that's really going to see who was really connected. But do I really think that either of these groups necessarily has something to do with it? I kind of doubt it. Like, I sincerely doubt that, you know, you really think about it. You really think that Summers went and did this? Like, you really think that he did? I mean, bro be on his Instagram trying to flex like he has some part of this, but if you're really posting that after you had something to do with that, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. You know, these dudes be crashing out. But if you really did that, ran to the internet and posted that you had a mission complete or something like that, bro, I don't feel bad if the feds come and arrest you, because that is the dumbest thing that you could possibly do. Honestly, I'm not saying that he did do it, because I would doubt. I'm saying that he probably didn't. But if he did, that would just have to be so sped to just run to the internet and just straight up say that you had something to do with it. But, you know, say like bro said he had good news, like it was like a package just landed or something like that, bro. That's crazy, you know. Is it serious enough? Like, yeah, y'all fault, but it's not serious enough to really be dissing the dead like that. Unless you felt that disrespected and are ready to crash out over this, that would be something that I would not know what to even think about, you know. That would be wild. And just judging by how 2024 has been, honestly, I'm kind of prepared for that. Like, I feel like that could be a possibility. You know, people on the other hand said it was 5L, the henchmen and stuff like that could have been, but I kind of doubt that too. I mean, they already got so many problems as is. I mean, that would be a crash out activity to do that. But the DA literally has their eyes on you and stuff like that. I sincerely doubt that they're doing that. I think that 5L right now had so many problems with other groups and stuff, but now they're just really leaning into the rap music and taking that seriously, you know. Benji Bluebell's music has been fire, and I really think that they're actually going to go and take this more seriously, because like, they see the results of what happened. Like, look at what happened to Ola Runt. Bro was locked up for mad long. Like, 20 other members got arrested. I feel like that they're gonna just take the time now to actually move up in the rap industry, because they can. I feel like 5L for real could be just as big as like Playboy Cardi and them, but the thing that holds them back is they're obviously real street dudes, and they really be like doing this type of activity. Look at what happened to Ola Runt. And in the end, the people that are real like that and be actually doing it, especially in Atlanta, they don't survive. I mean, like, they either get gunned down or they go to jail. So now I feel like they just realize that you just gotta lean into the entertainment side of things, you know, beef with these artists, because you obviously know what it is. But at the end of the day, like, lean into the entertainment. Don't actually go out and try to take out members of other people's cliques and stuff like that, you know, because that's just gonna get you locked up, get you a RICO. Already been through all that. But honestly, bro, let me know what y'all think. Do you think that Summers really went about this? You think this is Summers' work? if you really think that this is Summer's work, tell me why you think that he would crash out like this. Does he really live his lyrics? Because a part of me thinks that he might, man. But hey, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this, man. Real say shit. You already know what's going on. Road to 100K subscribers. You know, tap in. If you're a reoccurring viewer, I appreciate you. If you're a new viewer, tap in. See what's up. We the world of hip hop in a nightcrawler way, man. If all these other channels I be talking about this is the real news. Real say shit. You already know what's going on, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on who you think did this. Do you think it was the biggest bird, you know? Swing your pole, you know? You think it was that dude? Let me know, man. Peace.